All right, guys, Guns and Gear Network bringing you another video here. Today's topic is going to be on the Colt 6920 and kind of how I've set mine up. One theme you'll kind of see a little bit in these videos, kind of constant theme, is things on a budget or things I think is a good value, because you can spend a lot of money on accessories and stuff. Now, one thing I try not doing is going cheap. I go quality, but at a nice price. So you'll see that theme throughout my videos, and today's no different. Some of these are kind of budget items, some are not, but at least I'll go through and show you exactly what I've did. This started out as a standard 6920 Colt. It was in the standard M4 style configuration from the factory. So what I've done, and I'll kind of start at one end of the rifle and work my way down here, and it may fall over, so we'll hopefully not have to worry about that. But anyway, first things first is, let me pull this down, is this muzzle brake. I've made mention of this muzzle brake before in a couple videos, and this is the less than $20 muzzle brake that you can get through Amazon, eBay, and on the internet in some different places. But Amazon and eBay are typically the two you will see this thing for about 20 bucks or less shipped. Very good quality. When I first put this thing on, I had it on a 308, and you know, my bolt gun. And when you put it on 308, yeah, you notice some recoil reduction. But when I put it on this, wow, it made a lot of difference as far as being able to stay on target, shooting flat. Again, muzzle brakes are going to be loud, so you have to keep that in mind. But this thing makes a world of difference if you're wanting to rapid fire and stay on target, especially when you're looking through smaller optics. And when you get into rapid fire, this thing really stays on it. Next thing I did is the Magpul MOE flip ups. I did the backup sights. I did front and rear of those, and I'll show you the rear here in a second, but everybody's seen those. Nothing real spectacular to talk about. I bought this, I think this is made by Mako. This is I don't know, it's like a 5-position or something. Mount for your flashlight. I like this style because I can kind of get it. If somebody else picks up my rifle, they may want it up here, down there. I normally run it right there. That way it's right here at my thumb. I can you know, manipulate it on off. This flashlight is actually a eBay find. I think it's called Ultra Fire with a Cree bulb. Those things run like 15 bucks. I've had real good luck with them. Now, be careful if you order one. Pay attention to what you're ordering, because some of these have like the 5-position modes where they have strobe and all that stuff. I do not recommend those for rifles. I really don't recommend them at all, because they really don't serve a really good purpose in my opinion, because you have to hit the button real easy and go through all the modes and so forth. If you are putting it on a fighting rifle or some type of self-defense type firearm, you want to be able to shut that thing on and off very quickly. I actually like just the standard push button that doesn't even click, but and those are a little more expensive, depends on where you get them. Like I have a Surefire that does that. It's pretty expensive. They're like $80, $90 a piece. But this one is a on off, just push this button. Real good luck with these. Those are aluminum. And we'll go down a little further here. I have a Magpul vertical grip. I really like these. I like Magpul products like a lot of people, and I've always liked this size. It's just the right size. It's not too big, not too small. It's just, I like them. I try running these on about everything. I do run their angled forward grip on a few things like my AK. But anyway, the next interesting thing that's going to come about is that this rail, this forend got a lot of controversy when it first came out. This is the UTG Pro Super Slim. Now this one is the 15-inch model, so if you guys want to see what a 15-inch looks like on a carbine length rifle, that's what it looks like. You know, it stops right here. Again, I try finding things that are budget priced. When these first came out, they didn't have the 15-inch. and I started to order. They had like 13-inch, and I started to order one, but I waited because I had heard some rumors that they were coming with the 15. So I waited, and sure enough, they did, and I ordered one. These are made in the USA. The reason they had some controversy, UTG had some bad rap, and maybe some of it was justified, some of it wasn't, of their quality and kind of known as airsoft type items that they produced. You know, I don't think they ever targeted specifically airsoft. Maybe did it one time, I guess. But they've really come around. They've started making a lot of stuff in the USA. I think, don't quote me on this, maybe out of a Michigan facility. Somebody's doing them possibly for them. I don't know if they do it all in-house or they're farming some of it out. But these things are really nice. It's really thin, so when you grip the rifle, you can really get a good purchase on it. Keep in mind that you will have to do some changing out. It's not just an easy fit. It's not terrible, but it does take a little bit of effort. It does have a proprietary barrel nut. Some people get a little weird about that. I wouldn't, because a lot of the bigger brands have proprietary barrel nuts that their rails fit on, or their 4N with rails fit on. So don't get too hung up on that. It was a fairly easy fit, to be honest with you. It wasn't terrible. Took a little effort, but once it was all said and done, it was easy. What you can't see under here is a Yankee Hill machine gas block. Let me tell you a little advice about gas blocks. Again, I try staying in budget, certain budgets, and I went a little cheap on this to begin with, and it bit me. So occasionally this budget thing will bite you. Some people use the analogy buy once, cry once, but you know, if you got a gas block, and I don't think the gas block I bought was bad. It was just a bear to line up, and I don't think it was seating correctly. So I was short stroking and had a problem with that. So this fixed all that. And I also have a Yankee Hill machine gas tube. One thing that I will tell you, a little trick real quick, and I may make a separate video about that. There's a trick to line these up. What I did is I took a little short piece of wire, and I think I just used a real thin paper clip potentially, and I stuck it down in the gas block tube, or I'm sorry, the gas block hole in the barrel, and I cut it off flush. All right, so you would slide the gas block on, flip the rifle upside down so that wire then falls into the gas block hole where it's supposed to. Once you do all that, you tighten it down. Then once you do that, I ran a cleaning rod through it and bent that wire, because then you turn the rifle back over, the little piece of wire falls back down in the barrel, you're able to push it and then bend it, and then it falls out. Just be sure you find it when it falls out, because you know there's some, you know, down here in your mechanism, firing mechanism, control mechanism, you don't want a little piece of wire that gets hung up in something. So just make sure you find it. But that's a quick, easy trick. I really like that trick. It was super easy. All right, let's go a little further down here. Now, I am running the Primary Arms Micro Red Dot. I like Primary Arms. They're known all over the internet to be a budget style red dot. This is obviously similar to the Aimpoint Micro T1s and H1s. This one is very similar. There's a couple things that I've actually talked to Primary Arms about that I'd like to see them do. On these adjustments here, where you take the cap off, you have to have some sort of, you know, even possibly a little dime, penny, screwdriver, or whatever to adjust these. What I'd like to see is an adjustment on the little slot up here, flat piece that would stick up where you can turn the cap upside down and make adjustments. I think in future productions, they're going to look at changing those caps over after some discussion with them. I think they may wind up doing that. I've got this Tango down cover. I really like those. To fit on a Primary Arms red dot, I did have to make some minor adjustments to it. I had to take off a little bit of material and get it to fit right. But to me, it was well worth the effort. Tango down really makes some nice stuff. A little word of warning about these. There's a couple eBay sellers and a few other people that are selling essentially knockoffs. Be very careful. I bought one kind of by accident, really. I thought I was ordering a Tango down, and it was not. And I called Tango down. They said, I think you bought a replica or a fake, if you will. And so anyway, I ordered two more, one for this one, another rifle, and they fit fine once you get them trimmed up. But these things are much better quality. The ones you get from eBay are actually kind of rubbery, like soft rubber. This one's kind of a rubber, but it's more of a stiff rubber. And the caps wouldn't stay on, and then they wouldn't stay in the lock position here. It takes a little effort to get that undone here. Yeah, there you go. And you want it to, because you don't want that thing coming apart and these things flopping around on you. But I really like this. Some people don't. I don't like the ones that are like a scope bikini cover, and I don't like those because then you got to deal with the bikini cover. What are you going to do with it? Some people move around sideways. I like this style a little better. All right, so then what this is mounted on is an American Defense quick release mount. I do like quick releases on all my optics that I would run on any type of firearm that I need to. If something would happen to this, battery go dead, just it bust, whatever happens, I'd like to be able to get rid of it quickly and get back in the fight if need be. Primary Arms makes a quicker release under their brand, Primary Arms. I'll be honest with you, I had a little bit of problems with those, and Dave Keefus, I believe is his name, over in the customer service department at Primary Arms, super nice guy and really went at extra effort to help me out. I did wind up upgrading. I spent a little extra money and bought these. The reason I went with the other, it came with the sight kind of as a package, and I thought it would be okay. I had some problems with mine. I don't know if I was just kind of it was my situation, or it's just not as well built as maybe they would like. But I can speak very highly of American Defense. I have switched everything over to American Defense. They're a good, excellent quality, U.S. made, but yet they are still within a budget. They're not as high in cost as some of the bigger names. So I really like these guys. This thing, it goes on really easy, and you don't have to really wrench down on it. But once it does clip in, it is solid. It doesn't wiggle. It doesn't do anything. So I really like that. So check out American Defense if you're wanting to upgrade or then get into possibly a new purchase with a mount or a riser mount or anything like that. Those guys, and they make different ones, a lot of different styles, so they probably would have something that would fit what you're looking for in your application. Fab Defense, which is another Mako product. I had this. I had a picture of this on a gun forum, and one of the guys was making fun of me because of this. It looks like you use this for a Magpul grip. Now this does have finger grooves here for that purpose. I personally do not use the Magpul grip. If you're using some CQB tactics, it may require that just to get in tight, but normally I do not use that. The reason I put this on is because it creates a huge funnel here for magazine changes. It's beveled around the edge here, and it really creates a big nice hole, so when you're feeding magazines in, it happens very quickly. One thing I had to do here, I had to take off a little bit of material. Some magazines would fall free, drop free. Some wouldn't, and I thought it was the magazines, actually, to be honest with you. When I first had that problem, I thought, well, that's a bad magazine, or magazine's a little out of spec. But come to find out, it was actually right in here, and I wound up just taking a little material off, took it apart, took some material off, and now every one of them drop free and are great. Let's see, I've got the Magpul trigger guard here, the enhanced trigger guard that's a little bigger for gloves. Then I have the bad lever, and then I have, and again, I'm not going to go over a lot of this in detail unless I think it's pertinent, like the American Defense thing. Everybody's seen a bad lever and reviews on it. I do have a CMC trigger. This one's the flat trigger bow trigger. There's been a little talk about running a bad lever and this, especially if you had gloves. You know, to be honest with you, I hadn't had a lot of testing done with that yet. I've tried it, just some dry practice. I don't see a big issue with it, but I could see where it potentially could be an issue, and I may wind up taking this bad lever off. To me, I was used to running one without it to begin with, so it's not that big a deal to me either way, so I don't mind giving up the bad lever to have a super nice trigger. These are drop-in triggers. If you are not familiar with CMC, I would highly recommend you check them out. They come with anti-walk pins. Again, I tell the good and the bad. When I first got this trigger, I installed it, I put the pins in, and when I was tightening on the other side, these anti-walk pins, this screw, one of the screw heads broke off when I was tightening it down. Could have been my fault. I may have wrenched on it a little too tight, but I wouldn't think I was able to put that much pressure on it. It broke. So I contacted CMC. They immediately apologized for the issues and sent out, matter of fact, they sent out, I think, 2 sets. So they only sent out to fix it, but I also had extra. Super nice. They were able to take care of it. Again, guys, I go tell the good and bad. So if I have a little issue, but I tell you how they corrected it, and if I was satisfied with the correction they made, and I obviously was. These are super nice triggers. Check them out. You can't see it, but this right here is a ambidextrous on both sides here. I really like this style, and the reason is, I don't know if I can do this on camera or not. I might can. When you're firing, I can now take my trigger finger and literally bump that up, so you don't have to break your grip. Everybody's seen people do it when they've had to take their grip completely off a M4 style rifle, but this right here allows me to bump it even with my trigger finger and get that thing back on safe pretty quickly, so I like that. Magpul, again, on the rear sight. I do have a Badger Ordnance. What I did here on this extended charging handle, this is my existing factory charging handle. I just bought this piece, knocked the pin out, and installed this. Now, word of warning, guys, I know these look cool, but I always keep an extra charging handle that's factory configuration, but just a mil spec. And the reason is, these are fine if you're running possibly competition style shoots and stuff. I'll be honest with you, they are a bear if you're running any type of gear, chest rigs, plates, anything like that. This thing catches on about everything, because especially if you're running a single point. And so, I've got one I can switch out very quickly. But I do like it. It's fast, but it is a issue with that. All right, going a little further, Magpul grip here. I really like these. Everybody's familiar with them. One thing I like about them is I like the way they feel. B, I like the empty cavity in here with the little quick disconnect plate here on the bottom, so you can put some extra batteries and stuff like that. I really like that feature. All right, on my single point sling, I see all kinds of single point slings and stuff, and some of them you got to deal with the castle nut and taking all that off. I found that I like this style the best, and this is what I buy every time, because I don't have to deal with taking castle nuts off or anything like that, because like on this one, some of this stuff is staked and it's just kind of a pain. These clamp on, and I'm pretty sure this one is a CZ. Hang on, I'll tell you what it is. It is a KZ that's exclusive through Botosh Tactical. I don't think KZ is sold through anybody else. I think literally it's a Botosh Tactical exclusive type things that they sell. I really like this. You just unscrew it, take this rear stock off, slide it over your buffer tube, and then tighten it back down, and it fits in. I really like this. It's just simple, easy, quick, and it goes on. You don't have to worry about taking anything, your castle nuts off or anything like that. All right, on the rear here, this looks very similar to a Magpul stock. It is not. This actually came on the rifle. I have not switched it out. I kind of like it, so I'm going to probably leave it and run it this way. This one is called the Roger Super Stock. It came, Colt, I guess, struck a deal with these guys to put this on. This one I like. It's very solid. It on the back butt plate here, it's got a Colt logo and stuff. Kind of neat. What's neat about this one is once you get it in place, and I'm doing this upside down, I apologize. Once you get it in place, you can then lock it. To move it again, so this won't get bumped or whatever. So to move it, you have to put some force in it, but you can do it, and then it's able to move again. So I do like that. All right, guys, like I said, I'm not going to try dragging this out forever on this 6920, but I did want to share it with you. I'm very happy with all the parts and pieces I've chosen. Really like them. I think it's not going really super expensive, but yet it has some nice features to it. If you have any questions, please leave them. If you've had any experiences with the particular items I've had, good or bad, post them up and say, hey, I've had that and I like it, or hey, I've had that and I didn't like it for this reason, or whatever. But so far, I really like everything on it. Colt's obviously known for good quality firearms. One thing I like about Colt is they typically hold their value long term. It's a real good investment. So when this one came around at my local shop, I decided I've got a younger son that I would like to be able to pass. My grandfather passed a lot of firearms on to me, some being Colts and so forth, and I've just really enjoyed those, and I wanted to be able to do the same for my son, is to pass on some quality heirloom style firearms. Now, one thing I will tell you, because this is a Colt, I did not sell off any of the parts I took off. I took the original box. I put all the parts that I've taken off or changed, put them in plastic bags, put oil on them if they were metal, and I've put them back in the original box. A matter of fact, the original kit that comes with the 6920, which is I think a couple mags, maybe 20 rounders, maybe even 10 rounders. I think they're 20 rounders, Colt mags, and that whole bag I never opened because I don't use that stuff anyway. I've got plenty of mags. There's no sense in opening it. So anything you can do, little things like that to add to the value of a firearm down the road, keep your original box. Gee whiz, I've seen boxes run $200 or $300 on eBay because it matched a certain code or something like that. Keep your original boxes. Boxes have changed over the years. They're not quite as fancy as they used to be. Some companies still do fancy boxes, but most of them are just plain cardboard with a sticker on the side that says what it is. Either way, I try keeping all my original boxes. It just kind of helps with selling your firearm down the road. And like I said, those original kits that came with this, it had the instruction manual and I don't know, maybe a little cleaning kit, whatever it had in it. I didn't open it. Maybe it came with a sling. I can't remember. But I really like Colt for that. Besides their quality, they just hold their value. You look at guns across the board, what's held their value over the years and gone up in value, typically Colt. They're pretty safe bet if you want to buy them. And in today's market, for what people are asking for other brands, that don't carry the name of Colt as far as the longevity of proven that they hold their value or go up in value, why not buy Colt? I mean, they're mil spec. They manufacture for years and years and years, decades for the military and law enforcement. And so I just think it's a good value if you're looking to spend that kind of money to start out with a Colt. So anyway, I just wanted to bring everything to you guys. And if you have any questions, please let me know. I appreciate everything you do for the channel. Always like, share, and subscribe. And I will bring you another video here shortly. Thank you very much, guys. Have a good day.